So on the surface level, No Country for Old Men is a western told through the lens of three main characters. Josh Brolin plays a down-on-his-luck welder cowboy type of character that happens upon a shootout with no one left standing in a case full of money. Javier Bardem plays a hitman that has been given the task to retrieve said money. And Tommy Lee Jones plays the old sheriff, sick of the 80s and ready to retire, but before he does, he has one last case to piece together. On paper, it sounds like a typical plot about greed and revenge, but many fans and critics have found deeper meaning in the film, and that deeper meaning is still being theorized and debated to this day. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this mushroom-cut psychopath with a cattle bolt stunner. I'm not even a consistent YouTuber, I don't upload that much, but when I saw The Ben from The Canada upload a Villainous scene video about Agent Smith, and saw that it was linked with Nando V movies, I just had to hop on this, because I didn't have to think very long and get inspiration for what I would make a video about. Javier Bardem as Anton Chigurh.
Anton Chigurh.
Chigurh is one of the most menacing, uncomfortable performances that I have ever seen. It's not even the fact that he uses a farm tool to euthanize people like cattle, or the fact that he has a giant gun with a giant silencer that goes like... But no. Violence aside, it's his awkward and sinister social cues that make me cringe. Throughout the movie, Anton terrorizes townsfolk through conversation and dialogue and saying shit like this.
Where does he work?
I can't say.
Where does he work?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to give out no information about our residents.
Where does he work?
The whole movie I dread Anton's interactions with humble motel clerks and shop owners. There's something so unsettling about Anton contrasted against these southern hospitality, pull over to help anyone on the side of the road type people. And while watching the movie, I just want him to leave these goddamn people out of it. But what I want doesn't matter, because he doesn't care about winning per se. He literally just wants to complete the job on his own terms. So even though Anton has a boss and he was set out on this task to collect the money that Brolin found, he later finds out that his boss also hired other people to help find the money too. And this man just feels so disrespected about that he sneaks into his boss's office and kills him. But what troubles me about this is that after he kills his boss, he goes and tries to finish the mission anyway. Why? Because he sees the world as his cattle, hence the cow euthanizer. Anton also carries coins around with him that he uses to decide people's fate. Oh, you mean like Two-Face in The Dark Knight? No, I don't, because Anton, unlike Two-Face, isn't enacting some type of justice to people that he feels wronged him. Anton does it because he views himself as a force of nature. Which brings me to the coin flip scene. Early on in the movie, Anton stops by a shop to pick up some snacks, I guess. and just eats a bag of peanuts while striking up some conversation with the shop owner. And the whole time he's eating, he's glaring at this guy with apathy or hate? I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but I can feel how little he cares about this guy, and he just starts demeaning his livelihood straight to his face.
You live in that house out back?
Yes, I do.
You lived here all your life?
This is my wife's father's place originally.
You married into it?
We lived in Temple, Texas for many years.
Notice how the shop owner is still just humbly playing along, telling this random stranger his life story, all the while Anton is just munching on some snacks and measuring the worth of this guy's life.
We come out here about 4 years ago.
You married into it?
That's the way you want to put it.
Well, I don't have some way to put it. That's the way it is.
Anton's heard everything he needs to know, and after measuring this guy's life, he decides to just throw his trash on his counter. Anton then pulls out a coin, probably the coin that he was going to use to pay for those damn peanuts, and asks the shop owner to call it. The shop owner is confused by this because it's not clear what the coin flip is for, and Anton says this.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just didn't know it. You know what date is on this coin?
No.
1958. It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Holy cow, guys. What troubles me so much is that I'm not sure when Anton decides he was going to kill this guy, or at least be willing to kill this guy on a coin flip. This whole scene reminds me of an alligator in a swamp. Anton is just playing with his food before he decides if he's going to eat it or not. The shop owner does call it. It's heads. And Anton just leaves. The first time watching the film, I figured if I was in that situation, I just wouldn't call it.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
But that's not a good plan either. Later on in the film, he finds Brolin's wife and offers her the same option. She decides not to play his game and refuses to call it.
Call it.
The coin don't have no say. It's just you.
I got here the same way the coin did.
We don't see exactly what happens, but the next shot is just of Anton walking out of the house and looking down at his shoes, as if to make sure he didn't get anything on them. It's horrifying. The fact of the matter is that Anton is just a pure evil guy. You will be a victim simply because you are where he is. And I could honestly say that every single time he is on screen, it is one villainous scene.